Yo, what is up everyone, and welcome back with Kenkukun to more Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. So, we're gonna no-item the Nova Shenron stage from the Shadow Dragon event. I'm actually loving these events. This one I like the most because the team I use, it actually makes the fight drawn out. And I get to play around with physical Piccolo in his transformed state, right? So it's very nice, it's very fun. I always enjoy getting to use physical Piccolo. So we're bringing in Orange Piccolo as the lead once again. Now I will say this: I do not use his giant form to like carry the team at all. I don't. It's not the ace in the hole. It doesn't save me. In fact, it would hurt me to use it, and I'll tell you why a little bit later. But we bring in Orange Piccolo. We're bringing in STR Krillin, which is I love that I love that I can just use him wherever I want, and he's good on almost any team I put him on. It's very nice. Those are like my favorite units. Those are everyone's favorite units. Oh, it's a unit that's really, really good, and you can put him anywhere. And we bring in MVP 17. Now I always forget this guy exists, even though his EZA is not that old. He's just my box in Dokkan is sorted by acquired. That way, when I'm working on units or I want to start link leveling a new unit, and it's not someone that's announced with an EZA on JP, it's like, okay, well then what's some of the newest, freshest units that I want to work on? Oh, let me work on them. So I always forget that he's on like some of these teams, and I just don't put him there. But I really like that he's there. But I bring those three units, the Krillin, 17, and Orange Piccolo as leaders because they lower attack. Orange Piccolo on his 18 key lowers the attack, and then Krillin and MVP 17 lower the attack of the enemy, with MVP 17 greatly lowering the attack. The other three are just there to take hits, not take too much damage, and SCR Piccolo and Physical Piccolo are hopefully just going to catch as many rotations in next to Orange Piccolo and just link very well. So let's jump in and see the intro animations.
I told you, King Piccolo was the old me. This is not gonna end like it did before.
Ah, yes. This fight ain't gonna go down like it did last time, right? What does he say? It's not gonna be the same as before. That's right. I jumped into this fight already with Orange Piccolo as the leader, but I came in with like STR, free to play Vegito Blue, and it didn't work out well. And I think I had someone else on this team. And before I decided, you know what, let's bring Physical Piccolo and let's bring MVP 17. So we have quite a few units on this team that need to get hit. We have both Orange Piccolos that need to be hit 5 times. We have Gamma 1 that needs to be hit 5 times, and we have MVP 17 that needs to get hit 3 times, right? But the Orange Piccolos and the Gamma 1 need to be hit more so than MVP 17 because we're, as you can see, we just took 250,000 damage already. So, MVP 17, we're gonna usually, for a little bit, we're gonna be below 77% HP. So after this turn, if we're below it, even though he may not have been hit, right? If he's not on turn 1 or 2, you're going to be able to he's gonna be able to take the hit no matter what. And because we're not getting AoE'd or putting him in slot 1, he's going to be able to lower attack before he even gets hit, right? And he does have a little bit of dodge. So we put Orange Piccolo in slot 1 to get hit 3 times. Because you need the Piccolo's hit, it could be a very scary turn. The worst possible rotation you could actually have is both Orange Piccolos on the same turn and Gamma 1, because now everybody's fighting over getting hit, and whoever gets floated off is going to not have guard the next time they show up, right? Because they all have guard for 3 turns, I believe it is, right? I wish it was 5. That way you could actually float a unit off every once in a while, and they would still have guard when they show back up the next time. And if you do find yourself in, maybe I should just restart. If you don't want to restart and you want to try to roll the dice, keep the Orange Piccolos on rotation and float off the Gamma 1 because he would have type advantage, obviously, right? So we come up to this rotation, we go ahead and let Orange Piccolo take those hits in the first turn. Now, I'm trying to decide where I want this Orange Piccolo. Do I want him in slot 1, slot 2? Slot 2 is going to give more attacks than slot 1. But we end up putting him in slot 1. That way he gets his 18 key. Now, I could have put him in slot 2 and still got the 18 key. I just didn't see it. Like, I didn't I didn't see it in my head that it could happen, but after the time had passed, I'm like, oh, Yeah, because he got 20 keys, so I could have dropped one of those orbs down. But then I wouldn't have gotten my super attack with STR Piccolo, I believe. And not that he needs to attack, but, you know, you want him to attack. But we've already lowered his attack quite a bit. STR Piccolo would have taken some damage right there, because even though we've lowered, we'll have this guy's attack lowered quite a bit this run. STR Piccolo still takes quite a lot of damage from time to time. And now here comes Krillin. Man, I cannot stress how much I love this Krillin. Put him on any team, almost, that he can fit on. He doesn't really need to link with anyone, and he's going to perform very well for the most part. Especially in this stage, because you get to lower the attack of the enemy.
Who's the superhero?
Alright, and then Gamma 1 showed up. I talked over his intro, I apologize. I did not mean to, Gamma 1. So Gamma 1 shows up. Now it's like, alright, here's a super attack in slot 1. Gamma 1 has not been hit at all, but we've lowered the attack. Where do I want to put him? How do I want to place the units? I actually float off the physical Piccolo, and we put Piccolo, Orange Piccolo in slot 1, because this is his last turn for guard, and this is Gamma 1's first turn for guard. So it's like, let me get the hits in I need for Orange Piccolo. Let me get him fully built up. Then we'll let Gamma 1 take the attacks in slot 2, right? Which Gamma 1, I believe, would have taken much more damage than Orange Piccolo right there. I don't know how much more, but more than 10k. And then, so when next time Gamma 1 shows up, we'll just give him more attacks, and then Orange Piccolo's not gonna have guard, but he's gonna have everything else he needs. Now, another thing to keep in mind about Orange Piccolo is when he gets hit 7 times or more in battle, and then you show up with less than 30% HP, you will fully heal and get an additional 30% damage reduction. So he would have 50% damage reduction, which is very, very good. We actually get that once with one of the Orange Piccolos, because our health stays relatively high for a good chunk of this fight until the boss mechanics kick in. Now, the boss does 2 things in this fight. He raises his attack when he super attacks. So when he super attacks, if turn 1, if the first thing he does is super attack, oh, you're in for a lot of hurt that turn, because he's going to hit everyone very hard, no matter who it is, bro. Everyone's getting hit very, very hard if he super attacks right away, and you've not lowered his attack, right? Or you have no people to lower the attack on that turn. That's probably the second worst turn you could have, other than having double Orange Piccolos on one rotation with Gamma 1. You just have a turn with nobody attack lowering, and he's gonna super slot 1 first. If he double supers, it might be an open, closed run. It might be, welcome to the Nova Shenron fight. Please exit the Nova Shenron fight, and you're just dead. But we do get that. We do get the heal mechanic off of, I believe, my Orange Piccolo. So then he has 50% damage reduction. Now this fight goes on for quite some time. This is a pretty long fight, but it's a very fun fight. I do like that it's long. I like that I can make it a little bit longer than it needs to be by bringing in type neutral units and not type advantage units, and just flooding this with SCR. Now, if you want an easier time, you would find a team with more SCR units on it that you can run. They're lowering attack, right? They're performing very, very well. That's the kind of team you would want to run on here. But because I was able to do it with Orange Piccolo's team, and I didn't like use his giant form and really just, you know, use that as my crutch, and that's because, I'll tell you why I didn't do that. Because when you go giant form, you pause the turn, you pause the health bar, you pause the Dokkan meter, right? But the enemy's debuffs that you have placed on him, they will go away as if turns are still happening. So all the attack lowering, he would lose that. So if we went giant form and stayed giant form for 3 turns, which Orange Piccolo can do that more often than people realize. It actually, I think it happens to me more often than I have just a double turn. We will have lost all of the attack lowering that we put on him, and then when we come out of that giant form, you know, I pop it. Why? Because we're at 50% health. Yeah, we should still be fine, because he's not gonna super attack if he supered at all, because he would lose that. However, someone could get caught with normals and die. It could be bad depending on your team. Oh, physical Piccolo transformation. Let's go ahead and see that. That's his job, was to do that. We want to transform.
I'm neither Kami nor Piccolo. I'm simply a Namekian who's forgotten his own name.
Yeah. Ah, man. I love this guy's EZA. He's my favorite EZA. Is he the strongest EZA? Maybe not. Probably not. But he is my favorite EZA. I know Spirit Bomb Goku from the Tournament of Power is going to get that EZA at the time of this recording. It's just like 2 days. I think it's on the 20th. Very soon, but this is still going to be my easiest. Or, sorry, this is easily going to be my favorite EZA. Orange Piccolo. Oh, as you can see, we haven't lowered his attack for a little bit, and we're getting double supered in one turn. And Orange Piccolo took that almost 80,000 damage, right? So he has a lot of defense there. I think we supered first, so he has a lot of defense this turn. Yeah, we hit the 18 key super, so he greatly raised defense. He has 20% damage reduction, and he took 80,000, right? So STR Piccolo right here is going to take much more than that. He's going to take from this super attack, because we didn't get the dodge. I am going to go full dodge with this Orange Piccolo, but he takes a 250,000 damage, bro. It is crazy he hits so hard. So here we go. Orange Piccolo's active skills are ready to go, because if you don't have a full, if you have a full superhero rotation, you can use Orange Piccolo's giant form. I think it's right away or 3 turns in. Now I want to see if it's right away, because it is from the 3rd turn at the start of the battle, or when facing only one enemy starting from the 6th turn. So it's turn 6, we're only facing one enemy, we are good to go. But we're not going to use it, right? Because again, we don't want to lose all the debuffs we put on Nuova Shenron. So we put Krillin in slot 1, we put Orange Piccolo in slot 2. I felt like this was maybe the move to do, just to go ahead and let Krillin sit in that slot 1 with type advantage. He has a lot of damage reduction before he attacks as well, instead of putting Orange Piccolo there. Maybe I'm not like believing in Orange Piccolo in slot 1 as much as I should, but we haven't lowered the attack of this guy for a little bit now, right? Until, yeah, look at that, until Krillin hit. And then MVP 17 got hit for 200,000. We hit the 30% threshold. Orange Piccolo heals us up. He gets the additional 30% damage reduction. Now he's at 50% damage reduction. He is looking very, very good. Now we go ahead and put Gamma 1 in slot 1. And we're going to go ahead and float off the physical Piccolo. I decided to put Orange Piccolo in slot 2, because I'm like, well, now he has 50% damage reduction. We're going to greatly raise defense. I'm actually wondering how much damage we would have taken if he wasn't attack lowered at all. I'm like, man, I'm very curious. I wish I would have seen that. But to not running attack lowering units in this fight, they could be guarding, they could be stacking defense, they could be doing a lot of things. They're going to get hit very hard. And I'm actually very pleased with these stages, and I want to run this more. Even though the hardest event in the game isn't out yet on Global, this running a team like this makes me want to run another team, maybe not of type disadvantage units, but not just, you know, I'm not looking to run a full STR team, because it should be able to get done. But if you do want me to run a full STR team, or just any team in particular, you can let me know in the comment section below. I can try my best to run it, just to see if we can do it, or maybe, you know, give you some insight on how I would do it, or maybe you're struggling but this is the leader you want to use, and we can see where we can go from there. I think that would be a fun time too. So we're coming close to turn 10. This is turn 9. We're gonna have turn 10. The fight goes on for quite some time. It really goes on for quite some time, because again, we don't have we don't have really any heavy hitter STR units other than Gamma 1, and he's working at half capacity because he's getting, like, the only links he's gonna get is from MVP 17, and I'm not really keeping them on the same rotation. They're not a rotation themselves. I just didn't do it, right? So Orange Piccolo is like, he's the defensive king right here for me, and that's the one I'm gonna keep at all times on rotation, so I have to pick and choose who floats off. We finally do get a turn with MVP 17 and Gamma 1 together, and they share, I believe, what was it? I think I just showed it, 4 to 5 links. So Gamma 1's going to hit a little bit better. I wanted to put Gamma 1 in slot 1 for the Dokkan attack, but I wanted him to link a little bit better with 17 without floating Orange Piccolo off. And then ultimately I decided, you know what? If Orange Piccolo crits, right, with his 18 key super and a Dokkan attack, he's gonna hit really, really hard. It'll almost be like having an SCR unit on the team hitting without the Dokkan attack, right? That's what went through my head. So I hit him, and we get the crit for 4,500, 4,500,000. Let's go. And then Gamma 1 gets dodged. I was like, no. If Gamma 1 did the Dokkan attack, I wonder, would this have been over? Probably would have been done by now. So, so that was, I don't think that was a misplay. I was just trying to play on the safe side, but now I also wonder if we would have just ended the fight early if I would have put Gamma 1 in slot 1. So here we go, Orange Piccolo, put him in slot 1, Physical Piccolo slot 2, Krillin slot 3. We don't have to get the 18 key super now. If you don't get the 18 key super with Orange Piccolo every single time, that's okay. Because hopefully you've hit it with Krillin and MVP 17, even though you're floating them here and there. Hopefully you will have got it with them. That way every once in a while Orange Piccolo doesn't have to get the 18 key. He can only get the raises defense for 30% and not get destroyed, right? And now Physical Piccolo, here we go. This is his 4th super attack, so he has 30% critical hit chance. I don't think it builds up as it hits, right? I'm not sure if it's, oh, this is his 4th super attack, so he has 40%. I don't know if it kicks in before or after the attack. I assume it's before, it's after the attack is when it kicks in, so. Which is another reason I was okay with bringing him here, because it's like, well, if he crits, we're still going to deal some decent damage. Krillin, unfortunately, does not finish it off, so we are going to get the rotation one more time with the other Orange Piccolo, my Orange Piccolo. And I'm just deciding who wants to land the finishing blow, so I ultimately land and decide on Stretchy Arm Piccolo, right? I just want, like, you never see him, like, stretch his arms anymore. It's such a waste in Dragon Ball Z. I would love to see that more. There we have it. Boom! The no item run, Nova Shenron. It was quite a long run, but we did it. So, hopefully this gives you an idea of maybe what you want to run. Maybe not this team, but if you want to run this team, you can. But maybe you just want to understand how important attack lowering is, because even with defensive juggernauts like Orange Piccolo and others on the team, he was hitting really, really high. 17 minutes versus the 10 minutes I ran with, I think it was Earthbred Warriors by World Tournament Goku-led team and items, like a Bulma or something. Anyway, we will see you all on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Later.